Shalom, shalom. Giving all honor and praises to the Most High and Son, Yahweh. Thank you, Lord, for letting us have another Wednesday class. Get edified in your name. The name of the class is called The Affliction of the Righteous. You know, sometimes we be in this truth and we think that people go through things and like, oh, that brother didn't sin because he going through things. Every time you get in sin, don't mean you going through something. That ain't how the scripture set up. And we're going to go through the scriptures tonight now, but sometimes guess what? Whoa, everybody. 2 times, I'm just saying. So sometimes, like I say, the scriptures set up so we can get understanding and not just, because a lot of our people, I just say it like this, a lot of our people get in this walk, they get tunnel vision. They get so tunnel vision to the point that when you see scriptures, they negate these scriptures in the Bible. I'm just this one way, and I got those scriptures say what they say. Whether it's for you or against you. The things that are against you must change to be for the scripture. You can't, well, I feel like, no, we got to get the feelings out the way, man. Let's go to Psalm chapter 34 and verse 17, man. Get straight to it. Got quite a few precepts. I know they're probably gonna lay me back a lot too. So, like here you go. When you get there, I'll read.
The book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 17. The righteous cry, and the Lord heard.
He said, "The righteous cry, and the Lord heard." Why would the righteous cry? Because they going through what? Affliction. They going through something. The righteous ain't crying if it ain't nothing wrong. We don't.
And delivered them out of all their trouble.
Because then he delivered them out of all their trouble. The things that they going through, man. Read on.
The Lord is nigh unto them that are of broken heart.
Because a lot of us in this truth, man, it's broken heart to see that your mom don't take on to this word. It's broken heart that your dad don't take on. It's broken heart that your brothers and sisters don't take on to this word, man. That makes us brokenhearted, man. And guess what? The affliction of our people. Cutting on the TV, seeing people getting killed. We the nation of brokenhearted, man. Just think about it, man. If y'all look at all the 12 tribes, man. You got all 12 tribes, man. Guess what? The Jamaicans go back to Jamaica. Issachars go back to Mexico. What Judah go back to? That's why he said my first gonna be last and my last gonna be first, man. You got to look at what's set up, man. Look out of the endurance of Christ, man. What tribe he came out of? Judah. So guess what we play? And you looking like the Issachar sometimes be winning because they get a couple business. Guess what? They got to report to the same slave owner we got to. This is our walk, man. This is our lot. Guess what? Why I say the tents of Judah gonna wake up first, man, because the affliction is so heavy on our asses there. Guess what? We gonna have to call on the Most High, man. Once, guess what? The tents of Judah work up first. Guess what? All the rest of the tribes got to come. They got to come on too. Right. But we can't leave without the northern tribe, man. No matter how the Old Testament the Israelites look alike and all these people that want to scoff against the Bible, we can't leave without the northern tribe, man. We're going to go into that tonight too, man. Let's read on up.
And save it such as be of a contrite spirit.
And that means that your spirit is torn down or it's just crushed, man. Read on.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous.
Read that again, up.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous.
He said many are the afflictions of the righteous, man. Because guess what, man? The righteous do go through things, man. We go through things. It don't mean that we going through things because we in sin. No, guess what, man? Even in Sirach chapter 2 said, when you come to serve the Lord, well, guess what we must do? Prepare our soul for temptation, man. Man, scriptures say what they say, man. Start verse 19 from the top again.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivered him out of them all.
He said, but the Lord delivered us out of all of them, man. And this is the stuff that we have to look upon, man. These are things that these are the things that we must be waiting on, man. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 16. We got these things that the Lord said we must be waiting on, man. Getting our soul right, getting our mind right, because brothers and sisters must be preparing themselves to go. We got to be preparing to go into the kingdom. I don't know how brothers and sisters look at this walk, but on a day-to-day basis, if a brother not preparing himself to go to the kingdom, then what the hell you in the truth for? If a sister not preparing herself to go to the kingdom, hey, what the hell you in the truth for, man? Because sometimes we get in this walk, man, and we think that this walk is a game, man. If the Lord says fire on the right and this water on the left, guess what, man? That means trouble. That means something's finna go on. And if you waver, guess what? The water drown you or the fire burn you, man. We don't want that for our walk, man. But we know the righteous do go through these things just as well as the wicked. Read on, Doc. Read that.
You going to Ecclesiastes?
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 16.
Okay, you threw them out.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 16.
Uh-huh.
And moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment.
Mm-hmm.
That wickedness was there.
So he said, moreover I saw on the sun. He said, in the place of judgment, the wicked was there, man. Read on.
In the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
So in the place of righteousness, the iniquity was there too. But you think it's not going to be there when righteous? Because guess what? Satan right there with it. Guess what? Any righteous that slip up, he right there to get you. That's the same thing he was telling Cain. If you do well, it's going to be accepted. But if you don't, guess what? Sin lied at the door, man. Read on up.
I said in my heart,
God
shall judge the righteous and the wicked.
He said, I said in my heart that the Most High God's going to judge the righteous and the wickedness, man. Both sides of it got to get judged, man. How the hell you think? You think the righteous don't get judged, man? Read on.
For there is a time there for every purpose and for every work.
He says a time for every purpose and every work, man. It's always a time, man. We can't get this thing confused, man, because sometimes we get in the walk, we get confused. Sometimes, guess what? Sometimes brothers, man, don't step up to the plate like they supposed to. Sometimes sisters, guess what? Absorb their authority when they don't supposed to. Sometimes people open their mouth and say stuff about stuff that they ought not. Sometimes, guess what? These are things that we got to work on a day-to-day basis, man. These are the things that the Lord... Guess what? If you can't work on this, if we can't get this thing right here, man, you're not going to make it through the wilderness. Because we going there. We are definitely going. Guess what? If all of us make it, just think everybody look around the room. You look around the room, do y'all? Guess what? Y'all playing for everybody to be making it. Guess what? The people that you meet in the truth, everybody that I meet in the truth, I plan on seeing them in the kingdom if I make it there. I plan on seeing these. That's why when I see bro, that's why he said, well, Brother Paul said, when you see your brother greeting with a holy kiss, you ain't got to literally give them a kiss, but like, you acknowledge them. I see you, bro. What's up, bro? We acknowledge them. Or what's up, sis? How you doing? We acknowledge them because you plan to see these people there. Some people don't want to go there, man. Some people want to pull people out of there, man. Read verse 17 from the top again.
I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked. For there is a time there for every purpose and for every work.
He says a time for every purpose and every work, man. Let's go to 2 Esdras chapter 14, verse 35. Like I say, when we see each other, man, we laugh, we joke, but guess what? Always keep in mind, no matter what are the things that we doing, we always got to revert back to what? To the scripture. I can't never get so out of my place. I can't never get so out of my place to the point that I forget about the scriptures. No matter. We can laugh and talk all day long. Us Capts, we laugh and talk all day long. But boy, let me say something that was contrary to the scripture. I'll be like, hey, what you say again now? You gonna want me to straighten that thing up. That's how. For years we've been dealing with each other. We never dealt with each other any other way. Not one day we dealt with each other any other way, man. We always revert back to the scriptures, man. Every time. Guess what? We know when somebody laughing and joking. We know when it's playtime and this and that. But when it concerning the Lord's business, Guess what? It's straight to the scriptures every time, man. Every time. We can laugh and play all day long, but it's straight to the scriptures, man. Read that out.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 14, verse 35.
Read.
For after death shall the judgment come.
You say after death the judgment comes, man. Read on.
When we shall live again.
And when we shall live again, too. Read.
And then shall the name of the righteousness be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
Because guess what? That's what happens after death. Guess what? Judgment begins. Guess what? And guess what? Some of us get changed. Guess what? The righteous. Some of us gonna get. If you be dead in this walk, guess what? You so happen to die in this walk. You might live again. Or you might get woke up to go right back to sleep too. In the lake of fire. Or you might be woken up to, hey, go up to the, see how shall I do the dang on thing. Because y'all know we gonna see the fight. If you get chance, we make it there, we gonna see the fight. Matter of fact, let me see if I can touch it a little bit. We gonna see the fight. Let me see. Sidebar. Yeah. Let's go to Revelation chapter 15 right quick. What's this? Start at verse 1. You're gonna sidebar.
Book of Revelation chapter 15 in verse 1.
Guess what? Esau can't charge for this pay-per-view fight. Read it up.
Verse 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels, having the 7 last plagues. For in them is filled up with wrath of God.
So with them, with the plagues, they filled up with the wrath of God, man. Read on.
And I saw it as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire.
So guess what? It's a sea of glass that was mingled. Just imagine a sea of glass. That's what's on top of us. What we got on top of us, the sea of glass. Read on.
And them that had gotten the victory over the beast.
So guess what? And them that got the victory over the beast, read.
And over his image. And over his mark. And over the number of his name.
Read.
Stand on the sea of glass. Having the harp of God.
Because guess what? We're going to be standing on the sea of glass, man. And guess what's going to happen when you're going to see fire and destruction. We supposed to be, that's why he's going to pull us through the fire, man. Standing on top of the sea of glass looking at, yeah, I wish I go to work, man. If we get the victory, if we overcome this world, guess what? We get a chance to do these things. We get a chance to see outside. Tear this place to pieces, man. Because he got to beat the nations into submission. That's what he come back to do, man. Let's go back to 2nd Esdras, man. I just want to touch on it right quick. Because guess what? If you get the victory over the beast, guess what? Don't take on to the philosophy. Guess what, man? You just give it up. When say when they do got the chip, don't even take on to the chip. Don't take on to his name, his number. Don't take on to the philosophy of the beast. We get to see Yahushua come back and kick some butt. Or as we see, kick some ass. We get to come back and see it. And we hope to see it. Read on up. What we at?
When we go back to 35, we're going to 36.
You can go to verse 35.
2nd Esdras chapter 14, verse 35. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, and then shall the name of the righteous be manifest.
Read.
And the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
And the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Let's go to Job 27 right quick, guys. Matter of fact, let's go to Job 27, verse 13. Try not to mess your paper up. I know how it feels, man. Shout out, man. Hey, shout to Capt Benaniyah.
The book of Job, chapter 27, verse 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with God, in the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty.
So this is the portion of a wicked man with God. Because guess what? The wicked got to get him. They go through affliction too. But they portion a little bit different than the righteous, man. You know.
If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
Read that again, dog.
If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
Guess what? You see Esau might have 15 kids. Guess what it is for?
No sword.
Well, that's sword. You got the hay.
Bring it, David.
It's for a sword. What you say,
Becky, David.
Becky, David.
Sarah. Susie.
Elizabeth.
Bring it.
Bring it. So if it be multiplied, it's gonna be for the sword, man. Read.
And his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread.
Cause guess what? That's what you see from the day to day. That's what you see from day to day for the other nations. They ain't never satisfied, man. I want you Negroes, the lights back on, the water back on. I want y'all working 7 days a week now. That's how they feel, man.
What they want.
Oh, we done bless y'all with some lights and water back again. You know what? You niggas gonna have to wait. Y'all got to pay back all of this. Hey man, but guess what? Y'all got all them days lined up for our people to work, but y'all ain't cut that rent down after them lights and water went off.
Cut the bill down either.
Yeah, they ain't cut them light bills down. They done increased.
Right.
I don't know how y'all light bill. My light bill through the roof this month. Hey, but y'all expect us to pay it though when it come around.
Right.
They want us to pay it. They want us to make good on theirs. That's how they roll though, man. They ain't gonna be never satisfied with bread, man. Read on.
If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread.
Read.
Those that remain of him shall be buried in death. And his widows shall not weep.
So guess what? He said, those, guess that, you know how them Edomite women do. Their husband died, they be happy their husband died. And widows ain't gonna never weep. Y'all see the Lifetime store. They put all kind of stuff in his drink. They trying to kill him. He old anyway. He got a 20-year-old woman. He about 95. She waiting for him to croak, man. He can't do nothing for her but to look at it, man. But hey, he got him a young woman. That's how they roll. And get what? She can't wait for him to die. Read on verse 16.
Though he heap up silver as to the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay.
Read.
He may prepare it, but the just shall put it on.
Guess what? He preparing it, but the just shall put it on, man. That's how we, guess what? And that's how the Most High work, man. You see how that thing work. Every time somebody prepares something for us to bring us down, guess what? The Most High make us stand on top of their head, man. Every single time. And you might look like we the one that's going through the affliction, and we might be going like we the one to get persecuted, but guess what? The whole time, Most High persecuting them, man, is persecuting us, man. And he gonna make us to shine over them. That's how he do. That's why it seems like we going through affliction, but we really not. Well, guess what? It seemed like at the time because nobody want to be afflicted about nothing, man. Read on now.
And the innocent shall divide the silver.
And the innocent shall divide the silver, man. Like you say, none of us want to go through the affliction, but sometimes we do. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 21. Yep, sometimes we do, man. But it's cool though. We know we always got to throw a shot at our brothers, man. That's dwelling in the wickedness with them, though.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
It said, though hand join in hand. Man, he said the wicked shall not be unpunished, man. That's what you get all the Edomites you want up in your congregation, man. Guess what, man? When the Most High wipe they butts off the planet, man, that's what's gonna happen, man. When he come to put them to death, guess what? You can join hands with them like you think you like you want to. You think you gonna get away with something, man. Guess what? Them H to the K, like Corey call them, man, they still gotta get it, man. They gotta get it, man. Read on.
But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
But the seed of the righteous gonna always be delivered, man. That's why, guess what, man? We might seem like we the one that's going through something, and like we the one that's just being persecuted. But guess what? Just hold on. The Most High he got some blessings to spare for us. Just hold on, man. Read on.
As a jewel of gold in a swine's snout.
So he says a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, man. Read.
So is a fair woman, which is without discretion.
Hey, that's a shot at the sisters, man. A fine looking woman without discretion. She ain't got no discreetness about it. Ain't no shame in her game, huh? She like a swine with a jewel in her snout. Read on, Doc.
The desire of the righteous is only good. But the expectation of the wicked is wrath.
Because that's what the expectation of the wicked is. They always got to go to wrath, man. They always got to go to wrath. Matter of fact, let's go to John. I want to touch on something right quick. Let's go to John chapter 9, verse 1 right quick. Because, like you say, sometimes we go through our affliction, man. And sometimes we go through the affliction. It's not to bring people down. But sometimes we go through these afflictions because the Most High see forth some stuff that we need to be doing, man. Or sometimes he show forth the going through the affliction because guess what? He got to show his works too. Read that out.
The book of St. John, chapter 9, verse 1. And as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth.
So guess what? Christ passed by this man. He seen him blind from his birth, man. Read.
And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin? This man or his parents? That he was born blind.
So now they asking him. They asked Christ, like, man, who sinned him? Did his mom and daddy sin? Did he sin? Why is he born blind? They asking the question, man, to Christ. Read.
Yahushua answered, neither had this man sinned nor his parents, but that the work of God shall be made manifest in him.
So guess what? Sometimes we go through these struggles and pains so the Most High God can show the work that's manifest through you, man. That's how we go through these things in our walk, so the Most High can shine a light through you, man. Because sometimes, guess what? And it might, you know, that'd be a testimony on top of a testimony. You know how Christians say, I got a testimony. That'd be a testimony for you too. To show the good works, man. Guess what, man? If it wasn't for the Most High, man, guess what? But when you go through those things, he don't expect you to be like, I'm finna hit this rock and give y'all some water. No, the Most High said to hit this rock so y'all can have some water. To give him the glory, man. Give him the praise. That's what he expected us to do. Read on up.
I must work the works of him that sent me, while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. So
he said, I must work the work while it's day, because that was our custom too. We worked in the daytime. You know, that precept is Psalm chapter 104, verse 23. We worked during the daytime. That was our custom. But guess what's due to captivity? Esau wants you to work at day. He wants you to work at night. Guess what? He wants you to work when the sun come up. But no, before the sun come up. And he wants you to work till after the sun go down. That's how he rolled here, man. Guess what, Esau? And so Yahushua said we must work the work while it's daytime. Guess what? In the kingdom there ain't no night. So hey, payback is a, you know it. Read on.
As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world.
Because guess what? Christ said, guess what? As long as I'm in the world, I'm the light of the world. And guess what? You not gonna take this same light that we see is in Yahushua that he gave to us and put it up under the bed. We always let our light shine, man. Always let our light shine. That's how we roll, man, in Israel, man. We never not ever roll that way. Every time it's for us to step up to the plate, we take these things cheerfully, man. We take affliction cheerfully. Go to Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 1, man. We always take these things cheerfully because of the King, man. He showed us how we supposed to take these things cheerfully.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 53, verse 1. Who hath believed our report? Into whom is the arm of the Lord revealed?
Because now, this is going back and talking, this whole chapter is talking about the Mashiach Yahushua, man. Saying who haven't believed our report, man. It's about who believed the report of the Bible. Guess what? Because trouble do come, afflictions do come. Who gonna believe the report of the things that we must do in this walk though? Read on up.
For he shall grow up as a tender plant,
Read.
and as a root out of the dry ground. And he had no form nor comeliness. And when he shall see him, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him.
So guess what? When he came out, he was up. And guess what? Some of y'all women would say he was black ugly then. Some of you men say too, black ugly then. You would want to desire him. Guess what? He was the king, man. And he ain't played no games, man. He had no beauty that he ain't want you to sit and look, ooh, Jesus Christ, he fine. I'm going to follow him because he fine. Nope. You going to follow him because he the son of God. Read on up.
He is despised and rejected of men.
Because he was despised and rejected of men, man. Read.
A man of sorrows and acquainted with grief.
Because guess what? He was going through affliction after affliction, but seeing our people and in the sins that they was going in. He was going through affliction after affliction. Guess what? Knowing that what his task at hand, what he had to go through. Guess what, man? Our task at hand is so big right now that brothers and sisters they can't even see it, man. Don't get tunnel vision to the point in this walk that you forget about what the scriptures say, man. Read.
And we hide as it were our faces from him. He was despised. And we esteemed him not.
Because the world despised him, man. And guess what? And he said we esteemed him. We didn't even look at him. Oh man, he alright. That's why the scribes and Pharisees, man, they was going back and forth on who he was and who he was. They were going back and forth. According to Acts chapter 25, they were going back and forth, man. That's why Paul was trying to break down when he heard the scribes and Pharisees, they was disputing about Christ, man. Was Christ the Son of God? Was the resurrection coming back? Is the angels real? That's what they were disputing. Paul raises the Pharisee. He believed that Christ was coming back, man. Read on up.
Surely he had borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted.
Because he was smitten of God and afflicted, man. But Christ knew his walk, man. Just like us, man. We know our walk, man. And we know what we must do to get to the kingdom, man. Everybody's lot is not the same. Everybody's, let's say this again. We might be sitting on this table just to be a doorman in the kingdom, and all y'all might be in the countries, man. And running countries and cities, guess what? It'll be all right with me, man. It'll be all right, man. Because we know, guess what? The kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. We know this, man. We all got to get the same vision on what the kingdom got to be, because we know, guess what? The kingdom of heaven is within us. Guess what? You can take your ass out of the kingdom, and you can take your ass into the kingdom too, depending on your works, man. You can choose a side. We don't know.
But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities.
But he was wounded for, because guess what? He was taking the affliction for us too, man. But he was showing us, but people, so many people saying they followers of Christ, but they don't follow what Christ do. They just don't think you're supposed to go through nothing. They think everything's supposed to be always easy, but it's not always easy. It's not always easy.
That straight and narrow path we gotta go down. It's like a rite of passage, man. Like I said, how is it supposed to be easy? When he made it easy for us, we made it hard for ourselves. When he brought us out of Egypt and he gave us the commandments and we made a covenant with him, we made it hard for ourselves. All we had to do was follow the instructions that he left. So now we got to earn it back. So why would he make it easy? Why would he make it easy as Christianity? Oh, just believe on me and you ain't got to do nothing. So all the time before that, we had stuff to do. And now we get to this present moment, and now we just have to just believe on him, and we don't have to do the works. That don't make no sense. That's why he said it's a straight and narrow path, because he said we're going to earn it.
You gonna earn it.
I'm gonna wait till you finish that, then I'm going to preach it.
Like you can say we gonna earn it, man. Read on, Doc.
The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed.
He said, with his stripes we are healed. That's why we get an opportunity, man. That's why we're upon the grace that Guess what? Some of us did, a lot of us done did stuff that we can be worthy of death. That's how he healed us with his stripes, man. That we wouldn't die. Guess what? Because some of these sins that we had that was upon us, guess what? The Levites ain't there to atone for them sins. And some of these sins that was worthy of death, guess what? He took them stripes for us so we wouldn't have to be dying right then and there. Jump down to verse 10 though.
Verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him.
But it pleased the Most High to bruise him, man. Read.
He had put him to grief.
He said he had put him to grief, man. Read.
When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin,
Mm-hmm.
he shall see his seed.
Read.
He shall prolong his days.
Mm-hmm.
In the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand.
And the pleasure of the Almighty gonna prosper in his hands, man. That's how that thing move, man. That's how that thing move. He went through his affliction. He went through this time. Now, guess what? Now you see the glory. Now you're gonna see the glory of him when he make it back, man. That's how you gonna see the glory. After he did his job. His job is finished. He's sitting on the right hand of the Most High. His job is completed. Now we sitting up here on this earth. Guess what? We got to complete our job too, man. We got to complete our job. Get a precept right quick. Yeah, I'm gonna let you get it out. John chapter 11, verse 49. Y'all make sure y'all write that precept down beside that. Verse 10. John chapter 11, verse 49. Y'all time to write that thing down. You get there, read that man.
The book of St. John, chapter 11, verse 49.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them named Sabbath,
Mm-hmm.
being the high priest that same year, said unto them, Know ye nothing at all.
You see, he talking to the scribes and Pharisees. He said, man, know ye nothing at all, man. Read.
Salaki, ye know nothing at all.
Salaki, my bad too. No, ye know nothing at all. Read.
Nor consider that is expedient for us.
Because guess what? That's the same thing that they break it down in Isaiah chapter 53, man. Talking about we esteem them not, man. Read.
That one man should die for the people,
Mm-hmm.
and that whole nation perish not.
So where is it going to all nations? He said that whole nation. That's one nation. But they try to make it as it's every nation. They didn't say for the world, man. It ain't for the. He said that nation, man. That whole nation shall perish. I mean, that whole perish not, man. Whole nation perish not. Read on.
In this spake he not himself of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahushua should die for that nation.
He said for that nation. It is. Boy, I'm telling you, man. You can't make this up, man. The scriptures say what they say, man. That Christ should die for that nation. It didn't say all nations. Well, I don't understand. Guess what, man? They shot at the brother with the yarmulke. For that nation, I'm looking over the glass.
Shout to the Christians.
Man, look. Shout to the Christian.
Jewish.
Jew, what you call it?
Jewish.
Ish. Got the ish on there. Big shout to him. Verse 52 out.
And not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one of the children of God.
So guess what? So how many children did God have? One, she said one of the children of God. Who was that? That's the northern kingdom, man. You can't play the games. What other nation did he ever choose? Judah, Israel. Well, they can't play the games, man. You ain't nowhere getting. Read that again, because this right here is the perfect breakdown of the Gentiles, man. That Paul went to go get, and what Christ went to go get, man. Read verse 52 again,
Verse 52, and not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one of the children of God
read.
That were scattered abroad.
And with that, we're going to say shalom. Come on, man. There's no way getting around it, man. It says, guess what? For the children, guess what, man? They're going to have to prove that, man.
Man, I got something for you.
Bring it out now.
This is 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. This how we gonna do it. We gonna go to one of their versions of the Bible, because they always want to act like we not a nation. I'm gonna go to the Amplified version. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation. A chosen race? But they say race not in the Bible. We are a nation, a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for God's own possession, so that you may proclaim the excellency of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Come on, man. But we not a nation of people. We not a race of people of our own. Even though we can be around all these other nations, and they sure let you know that you are another race of people.
Right.
How they want to lead us to believe that we are a mixed race of people. But yet, we all over here together, we the only ones living in the ghettos together. That's easily debunked, man. But that's when it go into eyes to see and ears to hear. They want to do like this. And they just go to straight, you don't know the Bible, man. And you want to go dumb when it comes to us. It's simple as that. They want to step up here with all the intelligence of the world to want to challenge us until we bring out a simple scripture like that. Now you dumb. Now you don't know what the word nation mean. Now you don't know what the word race mean. Then it flips to, y'all racist. Well, no, I got a new one for them. We not racist, we nationalists. Ain't that what they say? So we nationalists. We're for our nation. Because we are a nation of people. So I wanted to bring out, let me back off of 1 Peter 2 and 21. Because if Christ went through that furnace for us and went through that suffering for us, man, it was for a reason. It was to give us an example of how we needed to live and what we was gonna have to go through. We may not have went through it to that extent that Christ went through, but we're gonna have to go through something too. Because he took those stripes for us. He took away that sin for us. And then people leave thinking that Christ did all that for you to continue doing the same stuff that he died for you for. No, he put that grace in there for you because like I said, who was gonna be there to do the sacrifices for you? Read that out.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, verse 21. For even hereunto were ye called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example.
Leaving us what?
Leaving us an example, that ye shall follow his steps, who did no sin.
So if he leave an example and he did no sin, then that means we're not supposed to do sin. So when we do the simple mathematics on what is sin with a Christian, then they want to go dumb. Because sin is the transgression of the law. But they say the law is done away with. The law is done away with. Then why would he say don't sin then, if it was done away with? No, the sacrificial law was done away with. And the Bible constantly explains that. Read on.
Who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth. Who, when he was revealed not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judgeth righteously. Who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we, being dead to sin, should live unto righteousness.
What should we live unto?
Unto righteousness.
Who got the precept for righteousness? And what's that? And what we do? Keep the commandments. So it's telling you if we should live unto righteousness, that we should be keeping the commandments. Read on.
Being dead to sin, should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye were healed.
By whose stripes we were healed. These are things that we should be doing. Let me give one more. Romans 12 and 1. Because if he was the example for us, and we can't do sacrificial laws through the Levites, then there's something that we can do that's going to be along the lines that Christ did. It might not be getting sacrificed on a tree, but we got our own things that we need to do for the Lord. Romans 12 and 1.
The book of Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of God, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
So we can present our bodies a living sacrifice as long as we're here. That's a sacrifice that we can do. We can abstain from sin. We can abstain from the temptations that's set in front of us like Christ did. Read on.
Holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service.
Which is what?
Which is your reasonable service.
It's our reasonable service to do that as the children of the Most High God. Meaning that's not a hard thing to do. He's not asking us to do something that's out of the possibility of us doing. The same way it's not grievous for us to keep the commandments. So Christ did it. That was the example for us. So every day we must go present ourselves as a living sacrifice.
Bring it out.
Yeah, and like I said, he left us an example, and that example can go many ways. It can go, guess what? Loving your nation. That example could be what? The fear that we have to have toward our God. It's many examples that he left us in the situation because, like I said in Isaiah, he was wounded for our transgression. When did he do any sin? 2 Corinthians 5:21, he knew no sin. He never knew sin. So for him to take that, and take that, like he said, didn't revile against it, didn't say nothing against it. What makes us think that we not gonna go through things, even if we're doing the right thing? He did no sin.
No sin.
And he took that charge for us. So when we going through things, sometimes guess what? We got to take that charge, and guess what? It might be somebody you taking that charge for in this room. It might be somebody that you helping out in this room go through it. You know what I'm saying? You never know. But I just have one precept, James. I have one. James 5:11.
Bring that out.
James 5:11. Because we gotta be happy about these things, man. We gotta be happy about it. Hey, like I said, it's the fear of it, you know what I'm saying? Well, at least I'm still in the living, you know what I'm saying? I'm amongst the living, you know what I'm saying? It's the fear part of the example. It's the loving your nation, it's the taking on the sacrifices of your nation, you know what I'm saying? That's what being a nation is. And that's what we lost so much. We lost how to be a nation, man. And that's what this transgression and affliction on us, it teaches us to become one, to come together. Read that out.
The book of James, chapter 5, verse 11.
Bring it out.
Behold, we count them happy which endure.
We do what?
We count them happy which endure.
We count them happy that endure. It's a learning process. You endure, and guess what? Next time you're able to beat that with your shirt off, with your arm in a sling, with your foot in a cast. Now you can beat it no matter what. Oh well, at first it had me down, but now guess what? I'm able to beat this thing because I can see, I can understand, you know what I'm saying, what it is now. Read on.
Ye have heard the patience of Job.
And wasn't that brother stricken? Brother lost his whole family, man. That's the example of the first side. Don't forget now, I'll take it all from you. But you just make sure you stay on that course. That's that first example that he gave us. Read on.
And have seen the end of the Lord.
Then he let you know about some more fear. Guess what? Because it's going to get real worse later. You might as well take the affliction now in the world. Because I got some affliction for you that you ain't going to be able to stop. I'm talking about worm burning forever. You know what I'm saying? That's that fear. Read on.
That the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
He's pitiful but tender, and tender. It's terrible for some, what? Great for others. And then going down into that, you see that it's going to talking about prayer. He puts us in these afflictions, so guess what? We can pray together. Right. So we can come together. You know what I'm saying? You're going to the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man. Now, everything that the Most High does, it's a calculated step in order that he does in order to get us back thinking again as a nation of people. Not just me, not just us, all of us, man. That's all I had out.
Big con. Let's go back to 1 John chapter 11, verse 52, because I want to touch on something right quick. Not 1 John, St. John chapter 11, verse 52. Because like I said, it's a big point he was saying. We're going to start at verse 51.
Okay.
Because he wasn't thinking for just himself, he was thinking nation-minded.
That's right.
He was thinking about and this is what we get caught in. Our people do get caught up in that, man. Mm-hmm. He was thinking nation-minded. And guess what? Even some of our Christian counterpart or so-called Jewish counterpart, even them, look, they get this thing wrong when they reading it Because like Matthew 22 and 29 say, ye do err not knowing the scriptures. Or the powers that be, they err. Read it up.
The book of St. John, chapter 11, verse 51. In this spake he, not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahushua should die for that nation.
Read.
And not for that nation only.
But guess what? Now, not for that nation only. They got us. Got them. Keep reading.
But that also he should gather together in one of the children of God that were scattered abroad.
So he gonna get one of the children that was scattered abroad. What precept can we get to debunk that? Everybody should know that one, man. James 1:1. James 1, that's easily. Go to James 1:1, man. Read that out when you get there. That's
the book of James, chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of God, and the Lord Yahushua Christ, to the 12 tribes which scattered abroad.
So where the rest of them at? What are other nations at, man? It was only for the 12 tribes, man. Gotta stop playing the games, man. 2 Timothy, man, chapter 4, man. They literally has to stop playing the game, man. 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 8.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 4 and verse 8. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge.
The righteous judge, man, because that's what we do in the last day, read.
Shall give me at that day, and not me only.
Not me only, read.
But unto all them also that love his appearance.
But also them that love his appearance, man. Because we got to be ready for when the king come back, man. We must be ready for it. That's why, brothers and sisters, hey, it ain't no more practice when he get here. You got to be on point. Go to Hosea chapter 1 and verse 11. You got to be on point, man. We'll see what Hosea say about that day, man. Hosea chapter 1 and verse 11. We got to be on point, man.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 11. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel.
So that's saying that's two children. What other children that, man? What other children that, man? Because guess what? They talk about the Jews all through the New Testament. What other children? What other child that? Guess what? He was going to get the other child, man. He literally said that, man. We just read that in John. Man, we ain't no way around it, man. Read.
Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head.
Which is your Mashiach Yahushua, read.
And they shall come up out of the land.
Because they're out of the land, guess what? From all corners, read.
For great shall be the day of Jezreel.
Jezreel. Great gonna be the day of Jezreel, man. It's gonna tap into that. Get Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 19, man. It's gonna tap into that, man. Because you know, like you say, they like well, I'm telling you, they some I'm talking about, they some tap dancers, man. They tap dance, boy, when it comes to these scriptures. Like I say, every time it pertains to something that we got to bring forward, is that? No, don't play the games now. What did they just say? What did they just say?
They know every intricate detail of the Bible to try to trip you up. So what does this word mean? So this happened. What about this? They know every intricate detail. So you bring up, he did not come but for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now you done found him. Bro, you knew how many kilometers it was from Israel to Egypt just a few minutes ago.
Real, man.
Now you don't know what that means right there? Now you don't understand basic English?
Yep, then they go in and break down. You know what? Because the pyramid when he made by money, they was giving them beer to build the pyramid, man. Look here, man.
Give you the year and everything.
But then all of a sudden, here you go. Brother, no, just answer this question. What did it just say? No, go over here, brother. What did it just say? Just say exactly what he just said. They can't say it out their mouth, man.
Then they agree to something. They agree to the scripture. That done cut them. We really shouldn't even be talking no more because you done already agreed to it. And then they went, well, what about this? Bro, what you talking about? You already agreed that this is talking about the lost sheep of the house of Israel. What is there else to talk about?
It's nothing.
Because when we asking you questions, you don't want to answer them now. And they ask us questions, we answer all of them.
And because guess what? And that's why when you read certain stuff like we finna read now, they can't deal with this. Read that out.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 19. Say unto them, thus saith the Lord God,
read.
Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, in the tribe of Israel, his fellows.
Because guess what? Ephraim is the head of the northern tribe. So guess what? That's why I say Israel and his fellows. Because guess what? Israel, all the rest of the 10 tribes fall upon them. Ephraim, read.
And will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand.
Read on.
And the sticks whereon thy writest shall be in thy hand before their eyes.
Read.
And say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land.
I don't know what else, man. What else nation that he's saying that he doing it for, man?
Bring them to their own land.
What else nation? He said, I'm going to take Ephraim, I'm going to take the tribe. Matter of fact,
who ain't got a land?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. You hear that?
Who the only people on the planet ain't got a land?
Bring them to their own land.
If everybody is sitting in their own land right now, you got a people who everybody on the planet knows stole a land that's not theirs. And you got a people sitting somewhere in a land that's not theirs. Who need to get put back in their own land?
For real. Man, matter of fact, jump up to verse 17. We're going to say it, because it said it back to back. It's like over and over. In this chapter, it keeps saying it over and over, the same thing, man. Read that out.
Verse 17. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand.
Read.
And when the children of thy people.
No, matter of fact, Shalaki, jump up to verse 15. Because I missed your paper.
Okay, verse 15.
I bet he had work popping his little pills back. Read this.
Verse 15. The word of the Lord came again unto me.
So guess what? That's the second time that the word of the Lord came, because we can jump back up in verse. He said it once before. He said it again. Then he said it once. He said it again. Because sometimes they, our people, we got to be said. We tell your son, hey man, get up, take that trash out. Hey man, get up and take that hey, let me tell you again. You gotta say it multiple times. Read it up.
The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick.
One stick, man, read.
And write upon it, for Judah.
For Judah.
And for the children of Israel, his companions.
And the children of Israel, his companions, no other nations. Read.
Then take another stick and write upon it, for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions.
Read.
And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand.
I don't know what they want, man.
They want the northern and the southern kingdom to stay divided. That's what they want. Read, drop down to verse 20, y'all.
Verse 20. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thy hand before thy eyes. This is why we got a chart, man. We got to write the tribes out so everybody can see it. So everybody want to go crazy about it. The 12-12 church, the 12-12 church. But so what y'all want us to do, man? We got to have visuals for the people. The Bible told us to do that. They ain't like the stuff that the Israelites do. They just pulling it out their butt. We go and thus saith the Lord.
Real, man. And well, I'm telling you, this stuff can go. I ain't
I
gonna take
say
it
read 21, man. You can just keep going down.
Nah, we're gonna get back on course, man.
That is the course.
Go 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17. Like I said, man, we can go about that chart all day long. Go about, yeah, there is of course too. Come to think of, because that's an affliction that our people struggle with too.
They got a problem with that thing.
Yeah, they do.
Ephraim still vexing Judah, and Judah still vexing Ephraim.
Yes, dang sure.
That's what the problem is. They see Ephraim on there, and Judah get the tripping. Ephraim see Judah on there, they get the tripping.
Yeah. Right. Read that.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment.
He said, read that again up.
For our light affliction, which is but for a moment.
But guess what the Most High said? This is a light affliction. And it's just going to be for a moment. Like hold still, brother. Hold still. It ain't going to take that long. You know your mama say, hey, you stay up here and take these licks, then you'll be gone. But if you run, it's going to take you all day long. He said this is a light affliction. It's just for a moment. Read.
Work it for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory.
It says it's going to be far more exceeding eternal weight of glory, man. Let's go to Romans chapter 8 and verse 18.
Let me get Hosea 5 and 15. I'll read it right quick. That light affliction, we need that light affliction because the Lord said this, Hosea 5 and 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early. I know when I got to looking, I was tired of getting afflicted, man.
Oh, man.
I was tired of that affliction, man. You looking for the Father, Lord, please get it off me, Lord. It's because he had to afflict us. If he didn't afflict us, we wouldn't have been changing our ways because we wouldn't have felt like if nothing was wrong.
That's right. Let's go to Romans chapter 8 and verse 18. You get there, I'll read.
The book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 18. For I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Because it's the same thing 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 17 saying the same thing on thing. It said, for I reckon that the suffering of the present time are not worthy to be compared. Because you can't compare this is affliction, what we're going to, what the glory the Most High going to give us, man. We can't compare this affliction that the glory that he going to give us in the kingdom. Man, we ain't going to remember none of this, man. We don't even care about none of this affliction. We're gonna have the kingdom, man. This thing gonna be right. Esau gotta make this, go out straighten this thing out, man. 1,000 years. 1,000 years. 1,000 years. We gotta straighten that thing out. Then we got to burn him off the planet, man. 1,000 years, man. Read on.
For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God.
Because we are the creature, man, that's waiting for the Son of the Most High God to come back, man. Let's go back to 2 Corinthians chapter 4. Verse 18, man.
Second Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporary.
For the things that we see and the things that we go through, these temporary things that we go through, man. Read.
But the things which are not seen are eternal.
He said, but the things that we see are not seen are eternal. Let's go to Romans chapter 8 and verse 24. That's how you go precept upon precept, man. Romans chapter 8, verse 24.
Romans 8 and 24. For we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope.
Just say hope that is seen. That's not hope, man. Because hope is something you got to wait for, man. Hope that you see is not, that's not hope, man. Because guess what? You hoping that the stimulus check come, huh? That's a hope, huh? We hoping that, guess what? We hoping that we make it to the kingdom, man. That's a hope, man. Read on up.
For what a man seeth, why don't he yet hope for?
So, but he said, why do it he? He said, Shalaki, read that again, up.
For what a man seeth, why doeth he yet hope for?
He said, for a man see it, why do he yet hope for, man? Read on.
But if we hope for that, we see not.
But if we hope for that, we see not, man. Read.
Then do we, with patience, wait for it.
So, but guess what? When we, the ones that got patience, we always gonna be the ones that sitting here waiting. Well, everybody's sitting there looking like, come on, Scott. Come on, crack. We waiting, man. But guess what? While we waiting, we getting ourselves in order, man. Making sure we getting our lives right, man. Making sure we getting ready for the coming of the King. Because there's no more practice, man, when he make it. It's performance time. It's performance. Everything you learn, you better go and bring it, put it to the table. And guess what? And all the rest of the stuff, he said he gonna teach, you gonna reteach us anyway. But you better have your mind right, and you better show some respect when he come up on the scene, man. Because he is not finna play no games. Whatever he say, that's what's gonna go. Well, I thought the Sabbath day was on Saturday. No, I say it's on Tuesday. But Lord, you said this day. Hey, Raphael. That's what's gonna go. He the word of God. That's why why did he call Peter Satan? Because when he said something and Peter says, no Lord, I ain't gonna go against you. He said, man, you gonna deny me 3 times, man. He told Peter that, guess what, if I tell you you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it. That's why he called Peter Satan, man. Because he talking to the spirit that was in Peter, man. Read on up.
But if we hope for that, we see not. Then do we with patience wait for it.
But we with patience, we gonna wait for it. Read on.
Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities.
Read that again.
Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities.
Because the Spirit always helps when we weak. Because when we dealing in the Spirit, when you weak, your Spirit always help, man. Because the flesh gonna, guess what? Flesh crave all kind of stuff, man. But when you going through them afflictions, man, when you going through them infirmities, man, together with the Spirit is what you got to lean on. You can't lean on your flesh to win when you going through. You got to lean on the Spirit, man. Lord, sometimes He need us to go through things, man. He need us to go through these things sometime, man. Why you think He said it pleased them for Him to even to put His Son, man, to grief? Ain't we the sons of the living God too? You think He ain't gonna put us to grief too? Get what? You with me? Y'all think y'all ain't gonna go through nothing? You children, y'all think y'all ain't gonna go through nothing? Guess what, man? I try to, I don't be want to bog my boys down so much with just living in life. But from time to time, you supposed to have conversations. These conversations has to be talked about because if this world keep going, you got to talk to your children, man. You got to prepare them for this thing to come. This is, guess what? The Most High preparing us for the things to come. If you can't get so caught up in this world, guess what? You and your wife, y'all got all kind of problems, and all of a sudden you don't never talk to her about the problem. I don't think you won't talk to us about the good things. Guess what? Eventually, no problems gonna come out that you got to talk to them about it, man. That's how the world works, man. Mother will never forget us. The same thing I was telling them before. We were talking about that. I was explaining to them. It's how a mother and a child relationship. Guess what? They always gonna remember their relationship because guess what? That seed is in the stomach, and guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna remember the seed that's in your stomach because guess what? That's just like the ground. I always remember the seed that it has. If I plant corn this year, I can't plant corn in the same spot because I'm taking too many nutrients out the ground. I can plant rice in that spot, but I can't plant the same seed because the ground remembers that. The ground remembers the seed just like the mother remembers their child. Guess what? The mother knows when a child going through things. Come on, man. You children walk around y'all parents like, and guess what? The father plant the seed, so you know damn well he know the seed too. sometimes my children walk around us like we don't know, like they going through something. We just as parents, we just look at them. You can come to me if you want to. I'm here to help you. But if you want to keep on doing it, you can go ahead. But sometimes we as parents, we step in and go ahead and give you that guidance because we see you going through those things. But sometimes parents need to know when to pull back too. Because sometimes, guess what? Little Junior got to bump his head a little bit, man. Because little Junior got to learn how to get up. Sometimes our children, we wanna. I'm gonna run to this rescue today. And then guess what? One day you ain't gonna be there, and somebody gonna tear his ass up, man.
I've seen that a lot. Where parents do too much rescuing, and then the person end up being ruined.
Yeah.
Because, and that's like for us, I know a lot of brews and sisters have been through things in their life, which help you understand why we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah.
That's what help you understand. But for somebody that ain't really been through nothing, it's harder for them to grasp why we have to do this. We are the poor and the needy. But if you never felt like the poor and the needy, then it's hard for you to grasp on what's going on here because somebody been coddling you all your life. This is for the ones that's getting afflicted and been afflicted in this captivity that we in. Not for the ones that's comfortable here in this captivity. If you comfortable here in this captivity, then something is wrong.
Exactly. The best learning is firsthand. You can try to tell somebody, look, don't touch that stove or to burn you. But until somebody touch that stove and get burnt for themselves, it won't be true to them. It's the best learning is firsthand. You gotta bring that precept right there.
Go ahead, bring it up.
Hebrews 12:6 right quick. I know you probably got it. You got that. You want to wait?
Go ahead.
Because I'm going to jump down.
No, go ahead.
Because like I said, chastising is needed, man. It is really needed for us, man. It's that first hand bump on that first hand head bump or that first hand cut or that first hand whooping, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be that we get, that we need so desperately, man. You know what I'm saying? We need that. Being Israel, being Judah, for sure. Most I already know he said we was what, stiff-necked, hard-headed. So we needed that. Read this right quick out.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chastiseth, and scorneth every son whom he receiveth.
So we need chastisement because, first of all, I said whom the Lord loveth, he chastises. So we already know if you're not getting some kind of affliction in your life, you need to be thinking about, well, who is loving me? Is this some Edomite, whatever the case may be, loving me? Because the Lord loves who he chastises. And sometimes it feels good to not to go through affliction sometime, right? Like, keep reading.
If ye endure chastising, God dealeth with you as with sons.
Read on.
For what son is he whom the Father chastiseth not?
So what son is he who the Father chastises not? Are you a son? Have you ever had a child and you ain't never whooped him? You ain't never put them in whatever. We don't do time out, you know. We Israelites won't do no time out. You never put them in a little chokehold every now and then, little hit on the chest, you know what I'm saying? Little trip when they walking out there with a little attitude. Yeah, trip they little butt for real, yeah. Stop playing. But he deal with you as a son when he chastises you, read on.
But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons.
If you without chastisement, you are a bastard, man. Because the Most High God is the one that's doing the chastisement. Drop down to 11 right quick.
Verse 11. Now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joy.
Man, you get a whole year, man. You making that money. You good. You done got your car. You done got your apartment. You know what I'm saying? It's lavish, 2 couches. You know what I'm saying? Bed and a fold-out chair, wherever you want to sleep. 3 fire sticks. You know what I'm saying? 4 TVs. You good. It seemed to be good when you ain't getting chastised. Read on.
But grievous.
But it's really grievous, man, because you ain't taking on no responsibilities, no hurt, no pain that's gonna keep you grounded to say, well, I got an apartment with 3 TVs and 2 couches and a bed. I need to stay having an apartment with 3 TVs and a couch and a bed. You know what I'm saying? So it's the understanding and the learning that we got to get rid of.
Nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby.
But it makes you grow, man. It yields the peaceable fruit. I mean, it helps. It's not a hindrance to you. What it does, it helps you learn from different situations, man. That's what it does. It seems like it's good from a minute, But it's really not good for us, man. It's grievous because it's hurting us more than it's helping us. Like we say with children, they gotta bump their head sometimes. You hurting them more than you helping them, not putting them out there. You gotta get out there for yourself. A lot of children, they talk that talk like they Billy Badass ain't never had a fight. Get out there and see Billy Badass showing what the deal is. And they like, well, I was good. I was talking noise, but he just went on and hit me. Yeah, because that ain't what it's about. You got to get out there. Get out there. Push them out there sometime. Let them bump their own head. That's what the Most High doing us. That's all I got.
And that precept was that Revelation chapter 3 and verse 19.
So that's literally what he did to us.
Yeah,
that's right.
We will find a king, a God, and the laws. Since y'all think y'all can do it better than me, go find out. We stumbled and bumbled through this march, and we like, Lord, take us back, Lord. I'm sorry, Lord. Because in my affliction, I seek you early, Lord.
All right.
Man, all right, go on.
Go ahead.
Hebrews 11 and 24 right quick, man. I'm sorry, man.
Go ahead.
Hebrews 11 and 24. Watch this, man. Because Moses said he would rather go through affliction. Moses could have been a man in Egypt, couldn't he? He could have been a man, right?
Could have been a man.
Big dog on campus, that's what they call him, man.
What happened? He felt for his people.
He felt for his people, and he would rather take affliction because watch this.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's
He
daughter,
refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. What? Read on.
choosing rather to suffer affliction.
Choosing rather to what?
Rather to suffer affliction
Oh, so I'd rather go through affliction than to what?
with the people of God.
And that's a key point too. I'll stop you. He'd rather go through affliction with the people of God than to what?
Than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
Because if he was the man in Egypt, it would only been for a season, for a time. The Most High put him on high, man. Gave him his words in his mouth and told him, go get my children, man. And like I said, he already knew that. He said he'd rather go through the affliction with the children of God. Because he knew he wasn't that kind of, I wasn't no Egyptian. That's why he had to go on and smite the Egyptian, man. Drag him in the back, you know what I'm saying? Get out of here. Throw him in the sand or something. Kick a little sand over. But he said he'd rather go through affliction, man, with the children of God than to have pleasure for only a season. Because it's going to be only for a season, man. Whatever we thinking about, it's going to be only for a time before the Most High say, well, you know what? You want to keep on playing with Baal? You want to keep on doing this and doing that? I'll let you make it for a minute. I'm going to let you get your money up, then I'm going to take it all back. And I'm going to take more than I'm going to take your health now. I'm going to take your family. I'm going to take your car. I'm going to take everything. You gained a house, but you lost extremities. You lost, whatever the case may be, you lost family. You know what I'm saying? That's Moses said you'd rather go through affliction, man. That's how we should. We should rather want to go through affliction than to just have a good season until we own it.
You come.
That's it.
Matter of fact, like you say, let's go get that in Revelation chapter 3, right quick. Verse 19.
The book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 19.
That's what Christ said out his own mouth.
As many as I love, I rebuke and chastise.
He said, as many as I love, I rebuke
And chasten.
and chasten. That's what the Lord said. As many as I love, I rebuke and I chasten these people, man. Guess what, man? That's how your dad, that's how mom and dad do. They whoop your butt and they talk to you at the same time, man.
Say whoop your butt some more.
They talk to you at the same time. Like, man, why don't you just shut up and go swing the belt, man? Guess what? They want you to pay attention. They want you to hear, man. Read on.
Be zealous, therefore,
Now he said, but get the understanding of what I'm doing. Read.
and repent.
And repent. That's the main reason why he needs us. Because guess what, man? We thinking that guess what, we so righteous, like we doing the right thing. The Lord is putting an affliction on you. No. Well, Lord, I want to go this way. No, I need you to go back over here. Well, Lord, I need you. No. I'm about to whip your butt till you come on back. Pop. You know how they touch that level. They like, I don't care who child is. They got a key and they going to their socket. Anybody gonna go to a pop in little hand. Nope. Not today. Don't do that. And that's how you supposed to do. And I don't care. You see everybody head turn, he go right back to that socket again. Somebody pop that little hand again. Guess what? He gonna be like, okay, can't do that one. Guess what? Move from them things, man. Like I said, you got to repent. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 10.
of 1 Peter, chapter 5, verse 10. But the God of all grace, who had called us unto the eternal glory of Christ, Yahushua, after that ye have suffered a while.
You said, but after we have suffered a while, read.
Make you perfect.
Make us what?
Make you perfect.
Make you perfect, man. After we suffer for a while, it make us perfect, man. Read.
Establish. Strengthen. Settle you.
Because guess what, man? That's what comes, man, after we go through these afflictions, man. It make you perfect. It establishes you. It strengthens you. And it settles your butt down. Because guess what? You know how back in the day, guess what? Some of us, man, look, we was 17, 18, some of us 20, 25, some of us 30. Guess what? They can jump out the back of the truck like a mug, man. Run, jump out that mug. I guess go on, jump out that mug now, Brother King. Gonna settle you down, man. Because guess what? When you get up, when they say you get up in age, you get the pain for them jumping out the back of them trucks all the time, man. Settle you down, man. And then he tell you, hey, don't do jumping. You be trying to help other people, hey, man. You trying to tell them, okay? Because guess what? That's what it for. To settle you down. That's what you go through. When you go through the chassis, and guess what? Now you can help somebody else to save them. So they ain't got to go through those things, man. That's how you get settled down in this walk, man. That's what it's made for, man. It's always made for us to settle down, man. To establish us and said to strengthen us, man, and to make us perfect, man. That's what the Lord is requiring for us, man. To make it to the kingdom, man. Let's go to Sirach chapter 11, verse 20. Couple more precepts, man. Y'all got some more. I got one. Verse 22.
The book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 22. The blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly.
Good is godly. So read on.
The blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly. And suddenly he maketh his blessing to flourish.
And that's how the Most High blessing come, man. Guess what? When we want that eternal blessing, like Deuteronomy chapter 1 and 1 say, all these blessings, mean Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 1 say, all these blessings shall come upon us and overtake us. Boy, that's how your blessings be flourished. Boy, I want me some of them. All these blessings come upon us and overtake us. It's just too much, Lord.
They're overcoming me. All this love, Lord, I don't know if I can handle it.
For real, man. Read on.
Say not, what profit is there of my service?
So he said, don't say what profit is of your service, just do the work, man.
That's right.
Read.
And what good things shall I have hereafter?
So now I'm saying what good things I do after, man. Read.
Again, say not, I have enough.
But then guess what? Again, don't say, man, I got enough. Because ain't nothing good but what? One. Read.
And possess many things.
And say, guess what? Because that's how we be. Just because I got a lot, don't say that I'm good.
Yeah.
Right.
Guess what? It's so much more the Lord want to give us, man.
Right.
If the world made for, I would say, man, I got a few waters. Bro, I can give you some more. No. Don't say that you good. It's so much more the Lord got to give, man. We ain't trying to make, look here, man. That's not, look. All these blessings gonna come upon us and overtake us, man. Imagine this is gonna happen, man. You see how we doing with the curses. Cause get what? Every time you think you getting loose right here, yeah, man. I remember when I made this little bread, man. All praises to the Most High. God, they didn't like me. I don't know.
This is your student loan. You gotta garnish your pay. You got bill collectors harassing you. So
real, man.
Them curses overcome us and overtake us.
And overtake us. Every time you think you gonna make it, guess what? They be pulling you right back, man. I got you.
So imagine every time you try to take 1 foot forward and you got to take 2 steps back. That's the curses, right? Now imagine every time you take 1 foot forward, 1 step forward, then you taking 2 steps forward. Because them same way them bill collectors calling, or the student loans calling, or the light bill calling, those turn into blessings. Blessings on top of blessings.
Yeah. Because guess what? You'll be the one on the light company. They say, hey.
Yeah. Wait, what Charlie Sheen say? Winning.
Winning. For real. Read on up.
Again, say not, I have enough, and possess many things. And what evil can come to me hereafter?
So now, guess what? Now he said, what evil can come hereafter, man? You know, I'm blessed right here. You know, I got this mega church over here, too. Man, what wrong can I do, man? Guess what, TD Snake? You bring them people up in there, and you let them start taking them shots if you want to. Guess what, man? I hope they brought up the pen, man. You know, man. We won't let Bishop Nathaniel keep eating you alive on Tuesday, and I'm gonna keep on watching. Praise to the Most High. I'm gonna keep on watching and keep on eating them up, man. All praise to them brothers over there, man. I'm watching. Every time you pick another pastor, I said, boy, I want to jump in there and pick me some up, man. Put it on the TV, man. Go eat them alive up in this mug. Go ahead,
In the day of prosperity, there is a forgiveness of affliction.
Read that again,
In the day of prosperity, there is a forgiveness of affliction.
So guess what? When you winning, well, sometimes people so forget, boy. People forget when they winning. Boy, you done got, but they said no to you 100 times, boy. Hey man, y'all hired no. Y'all hired no. Y'all hired no. But then you get the job, we get to do right. You forgot about all that, boy. You forget about all them no's, boy. I done said no to you 1,000 times, but guess what? When you get that one yes, is all you need, man.
Say our people that's in the industries, music, movies, sports, they be forgetting, and they get reminded every other month. That's why I'm telling you, they be where the Black Lives Matter, where they at right now? It's quiet, but they gonna get a reminder. See, we ain't gotta get a reminder because we already know it's gonna happen. But every time Esau gonna remind they butt, man, and they gonna be, let me put something on the back of my jersey. Let's paint Black Lives Matter. So y'all must forgot. It never stopped. I don't even know how you let up. That's why we can't let up. That's why we keep pushing every day and every week and every month and every year, because we understand that this thing is not going to stop and it's not going to go away.
It's not. Read on up.
And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
He said, but in the day of affliction, you forget how you were prospering, man. Guess what? Now you done lost the job that you was at, got your Cadillac, everything good. Man, them folks were tripping, man. Yeah, they was tripping, man. They was. But guess what? When you got your job, it was all praise to the Most High. Guess what? You lost your job, it's still all praise to the Most High, man. Don't soon forget. Because guess what, man? He closed that door, but he can open up another one, man.
Every time.
Read on, Doc.
For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways.
It says it's an easy thing for the Most High to repay him according to his ways. Oh, you want to eat at my table? Let me see if you ate at the other table. No, you didn't. Come on to this table, man. There's plenty of food over here. But guess what? On the other side, he can do both sides. He don't even care. He good with it. Oh, you want to eat at my table and they table? Out of darkness, here you go. It's the easy thing for the Lord. Lord don't care which side you pick. Guess what? If you went all the way over there, oh, you went, dang, you way down at the other end of their table. Okay. Hey, go ahead and take them away. It's the easy thing for the Most High to pay you after death, man. It's easy. If he can bring the sun up and put the sun down, then who the hell we is, man? We ain't got no power. We ain't got no understanding. Guess what? Some of us say, man, I'm finna go to the house and go to sleep. But guess what? You can be up all night long because the Lord don't allow it. You cannot go.
That's right.
You ain't got enough sense to do it, man. Right. Read on, Doc.
The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure.
Oh man, my lights were cut off for 4 hours. You forgot, man. You ain't got a chance to boil all that water. You cooked a lot of food today. You soon forgot. The affliction of an hour make a man forget pleasure. That's how it go, man.
Sound like Joe wife.
Yeah, that do.
Sounded like Joe.
Then get what Joe White say. Go on, curse the Lord.
Curse him.
That's all you got to do. Keep going to pain to stop. You going the wrong way with it though.
You curse the Lord, that's gonna last forever. You gonna take the little pain real quick. It's gonna be but for a short time, like you said.
For real, man.
My father taught. Let me get a precept. Wisdom of Solomon 3:1. My father taught me that no matter if I got a pocket full of money or if I don't have no money, to be the same way. So where nobody don't know, if you just the same way, whether you got money or whether you don't, nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? But like I bring it up. When one day you got a pocket full of money, I'm balling, I'm slanging a whip. Then the next day you ain't got no money, man. Don't even talk to me, man. I don't want to talk. But when you got money, you the life of the party.
Boy, you is.
That's the same way with these blessings and these curses.
You sure did, cause boy, you got money, boy. Drinks on me.
Drinks on me. I'm buying out the bar. And then the next day you broke. Now you don't want to talk to nobody. No, take these blessings and these curses and keep the same energy. Don't change your energy. Because we signed up for this. If we do what the Lord told us to do, He gonna bless us, man. But beware that if we don't change your energy when you getting them curses put on your butt, man. But we like to do that. But when we do what the Lord told us to do, like the whole title of this class is the Afflictions of the Righteous. It's gonna be times where He gonna test us, and we got to go through that first. But we got to endure adversity. Read this out.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of God.
Where are they at?
Or in the hand of God.
If we are the righteous, which we are, we in the hands of the Most High God. So you think He gonna put more on us than we can bear? Read on.
And there shall no torment touch them.
Even though we may go through some affliction, no torment should touch us. I'm telling you, me personally, have walked through the valley of the shadow of death and is shocked. I watch people get touched, and I be in the same situation and don't get touched, man. There's a reason why I do this, because we got eyes to see, and you look and see all your homeboys, you doing the exact same thing, and they getting touched. And the Lord done let them grab you a little bit, but He ain't letting them do you like they doing them. You gotta recognize that thing, man.
Right.
So that make you think, hold up, if he allowed, I did this and he still, okay, I might need to change some things. Read on.
In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
In the sight of the unwise, like our forefathers, the prophets, or even Christ, or John the Baptist, they seem to die, don't they? Oh yeah, we killed them niggas. Yeah, we crucified some Jews today. Oh yeah, we killed Christ. That's how they talk about it after they do it. Or when the damn crackers was hanging us or hang us today, you don't think they go and talk about it? Oh yeah, we got them. Yeah, we seem to die to them. But this ain't the life that we living for right here. Read on.
In their departure is taken for misery.
And they what?
In their departure is taken for misery.
See, what they done convinced themselves of is, and they should convince themselves, because they ain't got nothing forward to look for. They ain't got nothing to look forward to. But for us, they take it as misery that we leave this place. No, it's not misery for us. When we the children of the Most High doing His will to leave this place. It wasn't misery for John the Baptist to have to leave this place. It wasn't misery for Christ to have to leave this place. Because this ain't for us right here. Read on up.
And they're going from us to be utter destruction. But they are in peace.
What are they?
But they are in peace.
But you're going to find peace from this place when you get taken away from here, if we doing the will of the Most High. Read on.
For though they be punished in the sight of men.
So though they punish us in the sight of men, so though they do whatever they want to do to us in the sight of men, read on.
Yet is their hope full of immortality.
That's what our hope is for. So like I had brought up earlier, we die in this truth for the Most High. We got hope. It's when you die and not in this truth and not doing the will of the Father, it's when you don't have no hope. A lot of our people don't have no hope. So we can go through the same affliction, but what side are you on when you're going through this affliction? Are you going through this for the Most High? Or you just doing this and you working for Satan? Read on up.
And having been a little chastised.
A what?
And having been a little chastised.
A little chastised, man. It's but a little chastisement. Read.
They shall be greatly rewarded.
We gonna be what?
Greatly rewarded.
For
God proved them and found them worthy for Himself.
Because God gonna prove us, man.
Because
He gonna send us through that furnace.
That chastening is proven.
That's what it leads to. Let's go to Job chapter 5 verse 17 and close it out. My brother just got to work in the morning, but hey, back on regular schedule.
Book of Job, chapter 5, verse 17.
Read it out.
Behold, happy is the man whom God corrected.
Read that again.
Behold, happy is the man whom God corrected.
Because you out here robbing all these people, man, and you think you're getting away with it. Hey, you out there selling dope. You out there doing whatever, all these little wicked, you know, it ain't even got to go that far. You out there lying and stealing. You out there being a deceiver. It said, happy is the man whom God corrected, man. Read.
Therefore despise not thou the chastisement of the Almighty.
So he said, don't despise the chastening of the Almighty, man. We cannot despise that thing, man. Precept, 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 12, right quick.
The book of 2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 12.
Read.
Bring it out.
Now I beseech those that read this book.
Read that again.
Now I beseech those that read this book.
He said, I beseech these brothers and sisters that read this book, man. Read on.
That they be not discouraged from these calamities.
So guess what? The things that we read in this book and the things that we go through, don't be discouraged of these calamities. We can't be discouraged, man. Just like I just broke down the wisdom of Solomon, that was the perfect precept to bring forth with that thing, man. Read.
But that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction.
Read.
But for chastening of our nation.
This is for the chastening of our nation, man. That's why we must go through these things, man. For the chastening of our nation, man.
I thought it was a chastening of the whole world.
No, it's a chastening for our nation.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
It was just our nation, man. It's another shot.
Because the other nations, how come it is that Israel got to go through all this, but the other nations who ruling over us and treating us like we ain't nothing, just get free passage into the kingdom, according to their doctrine. Things that make you go,
Just automatically grafted in.
You just grafted
yourself
in.
in.
You don't go.
Put no work in. You ain't did nothing but hindered the children of Israel.
And he ain't brought the family back. Christ ain't bring the family back together again or nothing. But here it is, y'all can come in and he don't put the family back together again at all.
and then y'all such God-fearing people that y'all gonna hold the children of Israel hostage.
It's crazy, man. Read verse 13 now.
Verse 13.
You chill out, boy.
Do.
Read.
For it is a token of his great goodness.
Because he said, but for the chastening of our nation, it is a token of his great goodness, man. It's a token of his great goodness, man, that he can do for us, because guess what? He loves us enough to chasten us to bring us back to him, man. Read on now.
When wicked doers are not suffered any long time.
Read.
But forthwith punishment.
He said, he said, when wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but
forthwith punishment.
forthwith punished, man. But forthwith is just punished, man. I know, Nathan, y'all can see it in your face, man. Read on,
For not as with other nations.
Well, not as with other nations,
You
though.
mean he clearing it? He clearing this
He
thing
clearing
all
this
the way
thing
up?
all the way up, man.
See, this is why they don't want to go here right here.
That's why they took this out.
For real, man. Read.
For not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish. Till
Read.
they become to the fullness of their sin.
Read.
So dealeth he with us.
So guess what? This was the Lord waiting for them to come to the fullness of their sins.
So I want it all.
He said, I want the other nations to keep on. That's y'all, come on. He said, I'll keep pouring it on us, man.
So if he waiting for the other nations to come to the fullness of their sins, how is he letting you into the kingdom when he waiting to punish you?
Simple as that. He wants all
Watch
brand new
this.
socks and drawers.
Read on.
Lest that, being come to the height of sin, afterwards he shall take vengeance of us.
So afterwards, when they come to the height of their sin, the Lord said he's going to take vengeance for us. But he's going to clean up a little bit more, man. He's going to go a little bit more. Read on.
And therefore he never withdraweth his mercy from us.
But he never withdraw his mercy from us, man. Guess what? Because we go through the chastening, but he never withdraw the mercy from us, man. Read on.
And though he punished with adversity,
But though he punished with adversity, though we go through things, but watch this.
yet do he never forsake his people.
But he never forsake his people, man.
Everybody.
No. That's no. Can you say everybody over there?
But yet doeth he never forsaken his people.
He said,
Forsake his people.
He said he never gonna forsake his people.
Never.
Because we already know who the Lord portion according to Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 8. Israel is his portion. It's his people. We know that, man, through the scriptures, man. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom, man. Say about the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Hey, let's go to James chapter 4 and verse 17, man. The brothers and sisters that's been giving to the call, all praise to the Most High for you brothers and sisters giving to the call. Like and share the video, man. Subscribe to the page, man. Help us push this truth to the four corners of the world, man.
Don't be lazy.
Don't be late. Adhering to the year, man.
4 and 17.
4 and 17. Read that out.
The book of James, chapter 4, verse 17.
Uh-huh.
Therefore to him that knoweth to do good,
He said, him that knoweth to do good, read.
and doeth it not,
And don't do it, read.
to him it is sin.
He said, to him it is sin, man.
Mm.
So, hey, you take it how you want to
That
take it.
is.
Scripture say what it say, man. To him that knoweth to do good and do it not, to him it is sin, man.
So you pastors that know to tell the people to keep the commandments and you do not, you in sin.
You in sin, man. Joe.
Dope.